Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking at Reviews, here to do what I think I need to start calling my episode 1 reviews, where I just review one episode of a show, or, a limited series. I did, like, Unbelievable, and I did The Island. I'm going to still call it that. And now we're going to review the brand new show on ABC, the new Cobie Smulders pilot, based on the I did not know this, that it's based on a graphic novel. It's called Stumptown, and I was intrigued. I will admit that with Cobie Smulders and Jake Johnson attached, I was like, okay, I like both of them. And so I said I'd give it a day in court, and I did. And let's just get this over with. It's fine. Do you know when you can just tell you're watching network television, like, really early? Like, even in this scene, there's just something about the way that, I feel like that the way that they're shot, that I just go, I'm watching network TV. Also, they don't, they got to make sure that you remember, but every channel puts their logo in it. But, I watched this and I was multitasking. I was watching it and I wasn't watching it. This is the kind of show that, well, let's just say this. It made me think of Whiskey Cavalier. How this was going to be, that was going to be the new Lauren Conrad vehicle. It was going to be the thing that got her away from Walking Dead. And I knew right away, because that's another one I should put in the one episode and done thing. I was like, this is garbage. And what do you know? Quickly, that show was axed. This is not that, though. Okay, I actually like this. But I don't love it. It's not something that I'm going to be going, oh my god, I have to get here every week to watch it. Like, I can guarantee that I will watch more of this. But I will be watching it, like, on days when I'm going to donate plasma and I'm stuck in a chair. And I just need something to keep me awake. And when I've run out of everything else to watch, I'll watch Stumptown because it's fine. Poor Jake Johnson, though, is relegated to new girl status as the friend who works behind the bar. I'm not kidding. He literally, it looks like almost the same bar, just with different background, like a different background, like a different setting for the bar. He's back behind the bar, being the buddy, being the pal to the quirky person, who's got PTSD from Afghanistan, which is something else we got to bring up. This is not like a straight up comedy or a dramedy. It's got this, like, it wants to be kind of like the Rockford Files. And I feel like shows like that are kind of just the way that the world is now. There's just not private eyes and stuff running around anymore, okay? It's just not a thing. like it was in the 70s and the 80s, where it's just private eyes everywhere. And this isn't necessarily a private eye show either. In fact, I don't really know what it is. I mean, she's just this lady who was in Afghanistan, got a medal for tracking people, so that's where they get the premise, right? So she's kind of like, she's not really a private eye. They don't want to call her that. They want to call her like some sort of like tracer. She like searches for people, but it does jobs, like for people. There's the cop at the end of this actually says, hey, here's my friend's number for the jobs that the cops can't do. And I'm like, you mean like vigilantes? Like a cop buddy of her, friend of hers is saying, go ahead and take this job that should be done by the cops, but it's not, so go ahead and be a vigilante. I don't know. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now about this because I'm trying, like, my thoughts on it are all over the place. Like, another way you're watching network is when they play music over an uncomfortable scene to make it seem lighter than the situations that's actually happening. It's kind of like when I don't know what site does it where they take the laughter out of a scene, or like Ross's scenes from Friends, and how like really creepy he actually turns out to be when you remove the distractive laughter. Well, in network TV, they also do things where they throw in a really catchy song to something that's in like happening to make you feel like, oh, I don't have to take this as seriously. But there's a scene where Cobie Smulders' Dex character is trying to stop this girl from being kidnapped, and she gets the ever-living shit beat out of her. And the girl is screaming, and they're taking her, and it's very dark. It's a very, in the middle of broad daylight, these men are beating the crap, I mean, they are beating the crap out of Cobie Smulders, and it's a pretty scary scene, but they're playing Elton John's, God, woo-hoo, nobody knows him. You know, like, and they're playing this song over this, like, really kind of brutal beatdown. And if you take that song out of it, you actually kind of have a tone, the tone of it would actually fit what the show is going for. Because there's this kind of serious plot going on about a kidnapping from an Indian casino and the people that are all involved, and it's very shady and very seedy and very dark, kind of. Made me think of Jack Reacher that she was in, the second one of that, but like it just made me think of something like that. Like a character from the army who does jobs like this. And so when they throw in that music cue, it just totally takes me out of it because I'm just watching two people get beaten up. Like, this isn't Preacher, okay, where it's like over the top and they have music playing over insane action sequences that are really brutal, but they're meant to be like seen that way. That kind of situation really takes you out of it because it's just like, are you supposed to not realize how badly beaten Cobie Smulders is? One thing I do like is this little addition to the story that Cobie Smulders takes care of a brother who has like Down syndrome. I did like that. I did like that subplot where it kind of gives the character kind of an urgency to take care of things, that she's not doing everything right and she's got real responsibilities and she's fucking up, you know, when she really needs to be, you know, buckling down. And like I said, the performances in this are fine. There's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just a bit of nothing. There's really, this is supposed to be, they called this the most anticipated show of the season. I'm not kidding, they said it like twice. And I'm like, I had never heard of this show until today. Most anticipated show of the season? I'm pretty hardwired into new things, and I didn't even know what this was until today. This is the kind of show where they've probably got it plotted out for like a couple of seasons, but here's what I think. If it doesn't get canceled this season, they'll probably do some weird retooling, maybe move it around a little bit from this day to the next, and then it'll get planned for like either it'll do really well and everything I'm saying doesn't matter, or it's going to be one of those shows that, like I said, maybe doesn't get a full slate of episodes next year. Maybe they give it a half a season and then they take a break or whatever, kind of like Walking Dead does. Or maybe it'll be like a show that comes back halfway into next season. I don't think this show is going to last more than like 2 years tops. And that's being generous. I think this is a season and a half at best show, where you'll get about 30 episodes maybe of television, and then it's over. And they'll probably leave it in some weird cliffhanger where everybody's going to go, oh my God, what happened to Jake Johnson in the bar? It blew up. That kind of some plot line like that. If you don't really care, if you need something to put on in the background, if you need something to watch while you're donating plasma like I do sometimes, this is that kind of show, and it's fine. It's just it's not memorable, and I really still can't say enough of how sad I feel that Jake Johnson's just relegated to a friend role, literally bartending again. Are you fucking kidding me? He's big enough star to get better roles than this. Now, like I said, it's episode 1, so who knows? Maybe his character will turn out to be some fucking evil mastermind. I don't know. But right now, it's pretty telegraphed that it's just a standard. I work outside the lines a little bit. I follow the law, but I also kind of tweak it a little kind of character. And I just don't see it lasting very long. Because if Whiskey Cavalier couldn't last, which was really bad, I doubt this will last either. It depends on how much it costs to make the show. Maybe, I don't know, but otherwise, I wouldn't. I don't say, like I said, it's not a pass. I recommend it. I guess it's not must see TV. It's more like I said, if you're done watching everything else, if you've gone through your Hulu, queue, and are just trying to find something different, this is fine. This is what you do while you're making dinner. This is what you watch while you're making dinner, or you're doing, odds and ends around your house, and it's just on, and you kind of peek in and look and hear, and that's what I equate this to as background noise. And that's not what you want for a television show. Now, if you love it, fine. I mean, because that's great. There's a lot of people who just like straight up shows like this. That's look at how long Castle stayed on the air, that kind of thing. And I love Nathan Fillion, but so anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that.